Hi guys, welcome to my page. I hope you liked the last video. I just want to mention again and again that I have probably not spoken English for like 15 years, and therefore I fumbled quite a lot, and I was almost a bit shaky in my voice. And I think similar thing will happen now as well until I get used to it. As I said, I have autism stage 1, so like facing camera is not my strongest strongest point. Oh, okay. Yes, back to the story. Well, the topic I'm taking up today is a very popular among those who knows what this medication is and what it can do to you. There are countless amount of pages on Facebook to get some support, and different pages where people come and share their experiences. Unfortunately, like I always say, is that we get to read the most horrible horrible experiences in the, I'm fumbling again. Yeah, we get to read the most calm. Breathe, Nida, breathe. So, yeah, we get to read about the worst cases because the ones, even in other diseases, normally people who are on that side of forum or chatting with others are people who have questions, who have just gotten a disease or just have medications that are not working and they are feeling basically hopeless. These are the kind of people you normally will find online. And then comes this group which tried an antidepressant or like tried any other medication for anxiety or for sleep, insomnia, and it worked great, so they just moved on with their life. And that way we get more discouraged than what we get encouraged. But the medication I'm talking about today is a bit controversial. Like, I mean, it can be a bit controversial topic because even me myself, I thought, why should one not take it when it's helping? But I happened to realize many years later what it was doing to me, and what I was not told when I got this medication. And basically I just thought it was for anxiety. So you guys might have guessed by now, I'm going to talk about benzodiazepine, benzos. Let's go benzos. Yeah, like Xanax, what more? I'm just trying to come up with names in English. I'm a little bit unsure if they have the same names in English, but in Sweden there are Oxascand, and there is something called Stesolid. Yeah, I think it's Alprolazam. It's I think that's the name in English. I'm a little bit unsure, but basically benzos, any kind of benzo, withdrawal and all that. How I got to start taking these pills was when I was just I was 26 years old, and I just had gotten through a brutal divorce. And even though I was taking antidepressants after giving birth when my daughter was 7 months, so I was taking fluoxetine from the age of 22 to the age of 26. And then this event happened, and I just fell down the hill, I don't know, with my head first. Like I didn't know what to do with my life, basically, because I had spent 13 years of my life with this person. I literally grew up with him.
Samtal. Säg till när du blir framkopplad om du inte vill medverka.
Sorry for the disruption. Yes, where were we? I was going to share with you guys how I, started taking it and why, and the amount also. Um like as I said, when I was at the age of 26, I basically went through a severe trauma. So even if I was taking the antidepressants, um, it still wasn't enough to help me out with the trauma that I was facing. So that's the first time I ended up in emergency for like mental health. I don't know what it's called in English. So that's the first time I went there, and I was miserable, and I was asked how I feel, and I've said it feels like someone close to me died. So it was that much that it was really, 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 causing so much anxiety. The situation was just unbearable at that time. And that's how I got my first Oxascan, also known as Sobril, is actually one of the, I believe, one of the not so strong version of benzo, or more likelihood that you won't get addicted to it. And however, it was my first time, so 5 milligram, which is the lowest dose in this, the one I took, I literally just got knocked out. I was basically sleeping in the doctor's office, and they let me do that too, because I was so miserable. I was horrible. They felt so sorry for me. I guess I was behaving like a baby, but in my case, in my life, I didn't know, if you're not married, then what are you? I didn't know that. So that's how it started. And I felt like, okay, I took a tablet, I could sleep, I could, feel calm. The anxiety was not as much as what we could call a panic attack is. So it was there, but it was manageable, and I thought, okay, this is some sort of miracle medication. So I started taking it when, on occasions where I literally I was literally crying, screaming, and everything at once because I was so emotional. So I used to take one pill to just calm my nerves and all that. From there, it went to, the doctor I had who gave me this actually never told me the side effects. So I could get a bottle full with, I think it's mostly mostly people knows it as Xanax. So let's just say Xanax. So I used to get a whole bottle filled with 100 Xanax. Whenever I ran out of them, I just called my doctor and I got a new prescription. And now this was a very old doctor, and he was about to retire as well. But he had no issue, and he did not warn me for anything. So without realizing what I'm up to, I started to, take the medication as needed. So I wasn't overdosing. One was enough, or like for the moment, like maybe after 3-4 hours, I would need one more. Sometimes not. It wasn't like wasn't drug junkie or something like that. But somehow it started to, my body started to get used to it. So where like 5 milligram, what the result I was getting on 5 milligram was now the result I have. In order to get it, I had to take 10 milligrams. So over the years, things got so bad that I met like new doctors, younger doctors, and suddenly they were like, oh, you don't need this medication, it's not good, which is right. It's very addicting, it has very, very horrible withdrawals. It's a nightmare to stop taking this medicine. It's literally a nightmare. So over the years, like quite a lot of years passed by. I think 8 years. So 8 years of using this medication, and as I said, I wasn't overdoing it, but I was needing to increase my, dose in order to get to the result that I wanted, or the result that I got in beginning, which meant like increasing the dose basically every month or sometimes every week. And while uh, when my doctor retired and I got to another doctor who was like, no, benzos are very bad for your brain, and she literally said that they make you stupid. But somehow I was in this defensive mode because like I don't want to give it up. It helps me. So for me to understand the concept of what that is harming me was very hard. For me, it was helping me. So I managed to managed to make them let me continue, but the dosage was drawn back to 5 milligrams, and they made it very strict that I just got one tablet a day, and I could only fetch like a prescription which says like which gave me only 5 days at a time tablet. So I mean, they drastically reduced, and they drastically made this, that not more than one, you can't take it. That's why, and it was written on my prescription. So people in pharmacy couldn't give it to me. And then comes my anxiety, and it started to boil up, boil up, boil up. The thing is, this anxiety that I was getting when I was, at such a low dose of benzo, while I was used to higher doses, the anxiety that I was getting were nowhere near the anxiety I had before taking these medications. And that's why I'm telling you, even though that my doctor maybe didn't put it right that it makes you stupid, but she had a point in it. It's her being so keen on me stopping this medication was not a wrong step she was taking as a doctor. So my anxiety now was to the extremest level. Like before, I used to have panic attacks. I used to have anxiety and all that, and I used to maybe go to bed and take a nap. But now I was in a stage where I couldn't even take a nap if I don't take the tablet, because I used to get so anxious trying to sleep. So I had to take something that would calm me down, calm my nerves down. And because basically what happens is that it affects your neurotransmitters. So you basically, like, the connections are totally, I can't really explain it in a scientific way, but it messes up with your head basically to the extremist level. So now, when I was having those anxiety, they were so extreme that, like, I would cry, I would shake, I would vomit, I couldn't keep food down, and I mean, it was like someone has poisoned my body. I wasn't able to get up from my bed or talk to anyone, and then it escalated even more when they decided to, okay, now you have taken the lowest dose for a few weeks, let's just stop taking it. And I was like, okay, what can I do? You can't really argue with your doctor, can you? So within 2 to 3 days, I was standing, I was just standing up, and I felt the nausea, I felt the dizziness, I felt the panic attack. Everything just, everything felt like it's moving around me, almost like I was hallucinating. And from that to wake up in my bed with ambulance, I mean, doctors, or the people who work with ambulance, people, let's call them ambulance people. So I woke up to one trying to talk to me and ask me what my name is and all that, and some basic questions, and they were trying to explain to me that I had hit my head from here until here. That means, hi, sorry for disturbing in the middle. I just realized that this video is going to be quite a bit long a bit. It's going to be pretty long, so I will be basically, I think I will be doing it in part 1 and part 2, so it doesn't get too boring for you guys to sit and listen to what I have to say. Thank you.